only one thing in the you have.
Wonderful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I greet you all. Thank you for taking out time to be here. We really appreciate you. It's early, very early for some, and some have been up for a while now. So thank you for stretching yourself. Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming in. So this is Sky Vision Lounge. And so we go through the various currency pairs, the popular ones that many people like to trade. Personally, okay, I have some prop firms that I'm trading on now, and I just concentrate mainly on two, on pound, just the yen, just pound yen, euro yen, mainly. But the other pairs, I look at them on my own smaller personal account. So, okay, so let's go ahead and look at what the market has for us. Like I always say, that we must have a process. For any business you're going into, or for any project you're doing, there must be a logic, to how you're doing it. If somebody gave you a bunch of keys and just says, "Oh, go to that vault. These are a bunch of keys for different vaults. Just take this and go and try that." It will take you a lot longer if you have to be going through from one key to the other, to the other, to the other, before you get to that particular key that for that vault. And there might be a particular sequence in which you need to turn that vault, right? So in trading, we want to have a logic to how we're doing it, so that we're not just punching in the air. We're not just doing hit and miss, right? So and to help us with that, we formulated these three questions we must always ask before we take any trade. We must ask these three questions. That way, it keeps us in that we have that mindset, we have that framework that we're using to take our trades at every point in time, right? Okay. So the first question is this. First question is, what did price do overnight? Okay, so what did I do? What did price do overnight? So let's look at this chart now. I'll answer those questions one after the other. So overnight, I'm sure those who were awake during the Asia session will have had some really wonderful trade. So price went all the way up, very nice trending situation, went all the way down. During London, it came back up, then came here. Now it's here, and then right now, so price is right here. Okay, so essentially, what did price do overnight? Price trended, right? So this is a nice trend upwards. Okay, now, so next question, where is price? So price is right here now. Price is at around the 48, 58 zone, right? Okay, what must I see price do before I execute a trade? So this one is a very critical question. What must I see price do before I execute a trade? So if you look at it, how I like to analyze it, I like to say, where is the highest level, the highest candle? Because it's a trend upwards, right? So I want to look at where's the highest candle. This is the highest level that price has reached today. Now, if you look backwards, okay, if you say where's the last opposite candle that caused this price to move up, it's right here at this zone here. This is the last break of structure. So we're essentially looking for the last valid range. So this is the last valid range between this high and this low. So from here, price then shot up, right? Came back down, and then it's moved up. Now it's giving us a lower high here, right? And it's also giving us a potential lower high here as well. So that's telling us that the sellers are coming in, but we do not know if they're going to be strong enough to push this thing further down, right? So the question is, what must I see price do for me to take an action? So right now, I can mark this zone here. So this is I would say, okay, this is my ultimate level, my ultimate line in the sand. Okay, if price does come down, break below here, then I would like to go further down with it. Okay, that's the conservative way. Now, price has come down. You will notice that price did come down to this zone here and then started going up. So ordinarily, we'll expect this price to just, continue going up and break above these highs. Okay. But now it has not done that. Okay. So that means that there is some sort of contemplation as to what price wants to do. Okay, so we can do a smaller range there. So in as much as we know that this is a big trend upwards, right? And we've marked our level here. Okay, so we can also mark these other levels here to say, okay, let's see what price is doing in this range. Okay, maybe I should take this higher one here. Okay, so let's see what price is doing in this range. So I can decide that if price does break below here, then there's possibility that it may come down to this level here. So I could take an aggressive sell, okay, just to this level here, okay, and then we know that once price gets here, it might also just bounce back up, okay. So this one will just be more like a quick just a quick trade, really, right? But if you do not have the heart for it, just wait for your for price to come back down here, then give you a nice setup, maybe a market structure shift, and then you go back up with it, right? Because we are actually trending and trending very strongly indeed. Okay, so that is fine as well. And just a reminder to us as well. So typically, if I know that the trend is upwards, there's a trend, and I want to take what we call a counter trend. So I should be buying, but if I want to now take a counter trend, right, instead of risking, if normally I risk 1% per trade, right, I will reduce this trade to a 0.5% trade. Okay, so that way, even if price does not get to my target and then comes out and stops me out, then I'm still okay, right? So I'm still using proper risk management. Okay, so that's for gold. So right now we're looking for possibilities. So the other possibility is that, of course, it can break above these highs, right? Once it breaks above that high, we would like to see price just push up. Okay, the thing is, we never know what price is going to do, and I tell you, nobody knows. Not any guru, not any expert anywhere. Price can do anything. All you have to do as the trader, as the professional trader that you are, all you have to do is to look for your setup. And let me just remind us again, our setup in this trader lounge, in our VIP trader lounge is we're looking for break of structures, we're looking for market structure shifts, and then we're looking for rejection candles. Okay. In fact, right now you can see a series of rejection candles right there. So something is cooking. So let's see that big bullish move and then expect price to move further up. Okay. So whichever way it goes, there is a potential to take a trade. There is a potential. So just wait for it. Let your setup come and then you go with it. Okay. Let's look at the next one. This is pound yen. Okay, yes. So this is pound yen. I took this earlier today. So what did price do overnight? Let's ask those three questions again. What did price do overnight? You can see price came down, went up, came down. Nice break of structure there. So those of us who were in the London session had a nice trade there, right? It's done that. So we're expecting, what do we expect it to do now? So price is right here now, 211.833, around there, okay? Last question, what must I see price do for me to take an action? Okay, let me remove this. Now, what must I see price do for me to take an action? So I would like to see price pull back, if it can, pull back and then give me some sort of rejection candle and then come back down to break these lows down here. That's what I would like to see price do. I'd like it to come back down. Since it's showing me that it's trending downwards now, okay, we had the break of structure there. Okay, break of structure. So we want to see a pullback and then a continuation downwards. Okay, where's our last valid range? Our last valid range, when you look backwards, Wow, okay. The last valid range is right at the top here. It's right at the top here. Okay. And that means that we have opportunity. Sometimes if you have a very large range like this, sometimes market may just push up, right? Come back down a bit and then give you a market structure shift somewhere there. So we have that at the back of our minds as well, as a potential. Okay. So, but for now, all we're looking for is for that pullback and then for price to start coming back down. Okay. Let's look at the other pair. Oh, wow. Okay. This one is moving up very closely or very strongly. Okay. Right. So what did price do overnight? Similar thing. Price came down, went up. Nice break of structures there. Actually had a sell from somewhere here at this break. I think my stop loss is somewhere at the top here. Okay. So now what is price? So what has price done? Break of structure there. We expect it to pull back. So it has done a pullback actually. Okay. And we expect it to then go further down. Okay. Now, where is our last valid range? Our last valid range is between these lows here and these highs here. So these are last valid range here. So in this particular trade, if it does go all the way up and break these highs here, then I'll be stopped out in my trade and that'll be a small loss there. Okay. We stopped out on that trade. Otherwise, I wasn't at my chart. Maybe I may have closed it here. I may have closed it there, but never mind. I'll leave it, right? It looks like it's done a small structure shift right here. Okay, but I'll still leave it. Let's see. Since I wasn't at my charts to have taken this opposite signal here, I'll just leave it. Let's see what price will do. If it will go up and then bounce back up, bounce back down, go up and then bounce back down. Okay, it could do that. If it doesn't do that, that's fine as well. I'll just be stopped out on this, but I've had some profits already on the other pair, so that's fine. Okay, let's look at this. This is Pound Aussie. Oh, wow. This one is trending very nicely, right? Earlier in the morning during Asia, it was just going sideways, back and forth, right? Until it gave you a nice break of structure there, a small pullback, and then another break there, small pullback, and it's just going down. Okay, so this one is a nice trend downwards. What do you want to see price do? So price is right here now at 198,307 thereabout. Okay, so what do I want to see price do before I take an action? Okay, so conservatively, I would like to see a pullback to somewhere, as long as it does not go above this level here. Okay, somewhere there, and then continuation downwards. Okay, but what if it does not give me a pullback? I hear somebody ask. Okay, so I'll wait for this candle to close, right? This candle still has 16 minutes. So let's assume the candle closes between here and here. Okay, I'll then wait for that candle. If it does not pull back, okay, I'll just wait for this candle to break that last low that it created, right? And then I'll enter for a short and just put my stop loss somewhere there. Okay. In essence, what I'm saying, so let's do a quick practical here. You can see this setup here. So we had the break of structure. Oh no, let me use this one. Let me use that second one. So we had the break of structure up here, right? And we weren't at our charts when that happened. So price was right here. Okay. So now that price is here, and then we don't know if price is going to pull back and then come back down as we would like, right? The other aspect, the other way to trade it is to just draw your line below there and say that as soon as price closes below that line, then you'll be ready to enter that trade. Okay. And that happened here. It closed below it, and then so you can enter there and put your stop loss there. Okay, so something like that here as well. So as soon as this one closes below, then you can then look for potential to go further down. Okay, so pound Aussie is moving down very nicely. Euro USD. Oh wow, okay. Euro USD is pushing up. Interesting. I wonder what's pushing this one up. Okay, so let's see. What did price do overnight? A lot of just ranging. Break of structures there, but it's not sustained, right? Break of structure right there. Break of structure, and then so it had a break of structure here. It did not go that far, and then it's having another break of structure there. So this sort of price movement, I'll just call it a big range, right? Because I'm looking at price from this level here. So what do I want to see? Oh, right, okay. Let's see if this price action would actually close this candle here. Wait for this candle to close. If it closes above, then there's a potential that it can go higher, right? So if you are willing to take that risk, yes, you can go ahead, take a trade and look for it to go higher, maybe to this high here. But this is like a danger zone. I don't like it because it has a lot of what we'll call resistance around here, right? So it may just do something like this, just go in there, close somewhere here, and then on the next candle, it may just wick it and then come back in here, right? But we never know what price is going to do. So just be ready to take whichever risk you want to take, right? And that's why I limit my own trades to just two main pairs so that whatever happens on those two pairs is what I'll go with, right? I don't want to spread myself too thin. Okay. Let's look at the next pair. Pound USD. Okay, what is happening to Pound USD? Pound USD is trending downwards very nicely. It went up a bit, came back down, then went up again, came back down, went up. A lot of sideways movement, eventually broke structure here. Now is pulling back. Okay, so let's see if this pushback now will come back down here. Okay, or if it's going to actually close above that. This is the last valid range here. Okay, so if we have price come all the way above there, then we'll be looking for price to go up, right? But if not, we expect price to for this to just be the pullback, and then price goes down. Okay, because every time when we look at any trade at all, if it's trending, let's say if it's trending downwards, the agreed method by everybody who trades is that you have a series of higher highs, you have a series of lower lows and lower highs, and lower lows and lower highs, and lower lows and lower highs. That's what you have. But when price then defies that and then breaks above here, oops, let's remove this. When price breaks above there, we say we now have a break of structure to the top side, or a change of trend. Okay, so we have a change of trend right there. So right here now, price came down here and it's pulled up. So we're expecting it to just go up and then come back down. That's what we're expecting. But if it does not do that and then decides to break this last valid range. So our last valid range here, from this low here, when you look backwards, right, the last opposite candle is right here. Okay, so this will be our last leg, our last valid range. So we want to see price break above this level first before we say we have a change of trend. Okay, beautiful. Do we have any questions? Let me see. Okay, beautiful. Dr. Dupe, are you raising your hand? I'm not sure. Okay, I just saw a one there. Okay, I'm not sure if it's... Okay, let me see. Okay.
I was drawing your attention to Trump's meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a meeting today.
Yes, he has news at 8:30.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There's possibility that he could say something and then markets will move. So, yeah. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. So do not trade the news. Yes, please, Blenheim. Please go ahead. Let me ask to unmute. I think you should be able to unmute yourself. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
I noticed that, like in the gold pair, I noticed that when you looked at when you were doing looking at the analysis,
Yes.
what will price do and all that, I didn't
Yes.
see. I saw a fair value gap. I didn't see you talked anything about the fair value gap because where you marked in that
Yes.
gold,
Mm.
I see the possibility of the price going below that position because there's a bearish fair value gap. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So so if you look at it,
Yeah. You mean
I see it.
this one here, this gap here.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
so I see.
Good.
Uh, yeah, I see possibility of price
Yeah.
tapping into. Although this is go can always do his own thing, but
Yeah.
from what we're taught,
Yeah.
the fair value gap is a magnetic force. So
Yeah.
element. So there's a possibility. So it bouncing off from the first place you marked
Yeah.
might invalidate whatever trade we might look at that point. So I don't know what you have to say about that.
Okay,
Thank you,
very good.
Anova.
Thank you very much. When I'm trading, I do not consider any other thing except break of structures, market structure shifts, or rejection candles. Then the third one is rejection candles. Third one is rejection candles. Those are the only things I look at when I am trading. And I define my break of structure using valid ranges, right? So for instance, I say my valid range, my last valid range between this high here and these lows here is right here. And all I look out for is the last opposite candle that caused price to move up. So I do not consider fair value gaps or demand zones or supply zones or all of those things, right? I know they are there, but I've just made it easy for myself. I want something that is easy for my eyes, that I'll just look at it and just say, okay, is this a break of structure? Yes. Or is it not a break of structure? If it's no, I'll leave it. Is it a market structure shift? No. Is it a rejection candle? If it's yes, then I'll take a trade, right? So those are the only things I'll look out for when I'm trading. So I do not mind whether there's a fair value gap there or not. All I'm just looking for is I want to see one of those setups come up and then I'll take it. Right.
Okay, that's good. But
Thank you.
for the purpose of learning, so when there's a fair value gap like this in this particular
There's a
case,
whole lot of training on fair value gaps, right? On liquidity and all those imbalance and all those things. But like they say, there's 1,001 ways, right, to get to the market, right? So this works, right? Whether you know fair value gaps or not, it works, right? So we just want to stick with what we can use. And so that's why I offer myself and say, this is what I'm using and this is all I need. I don't need any other thing. Right. So it's good if you have that value, but what that will mean for you is that you now have to have a process, your trade plan. You need to define it and say that, okay, I want to see maybe a break of structure that has come up from a fair value gap. You need to have your own trade plan, right? Remember, I always say that follow your process. So you need to have your own logical process, how you want to trade it at all times, so that you are following the same process over and over and over again. Right? Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
okay, but so with this, I don't know, just a little bit inquisitive. But
Yeah.
don't you think if you take the trade from where the first point you mark, don't you think
We are not taking any trade now. There's no setup now.
Okay.
Right? So all we said is that, so if you recall, I said, if I put this, in fact, let me just put it at the highs here. So that makes it very easy, right? I put it at the high there and I put it at the lows here. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a break of structure to the highs, right? Once it breaks this high here, then I'm willing to take a buy. Second, the alternate way is that if it comes down here and breaks below this last zone here, then I'm willing to look for it to go down. That's all. Right? That's the simple conservative way that we'll look for it. Just look for your break of structure and then you go with the break of structure. Will there be times where it will break structure? So it will do something like this, break structure, right? Go down a little bit and then just give you, just change. Yes, there'll be times it will do that. We saw that on Euro USD. It broke structure to the downside, but did not go further down, right? So price can do whatever it wants to do. All you need to do is just follow your trade process every time. So let's look at Euro USD, for instance. It broke structure here. This is a break of structure. So if you entered your market right there, you put your stop loss right there, you're expecting price to move down. But market said, no, we're not ready to go further down. Instead, they came back down, take out your stop loss here, and then now it's giving you a break of structure to the top side. Okay, so it is now left to you as a professional trader to now say, okay, am I willing to take this trade here, or do I want price to just go out of this whole zone first, right? Break out of this whole zone, maybe give us like 2 breakouts. So let me draw this with the path tool, right? Give me the first break, right? And then give me the second break. So it's on this second break of structure that I'll be interested in taking a buy. Right? So it is left to you as a professional trader to say, that is what I'm going to do. Right? So price will always give us whatever it wants to give us, right? All we do is that we're looking for a way we can consistently take some profit out of the market. Will it always work? No, it will not always work. But we know that over a series of trades, it will work. Right, it works over a series of trades. And this year we're actually up in my trader journal. I'm up quite a number of pips right now. Okay, using the same process, just looking for break of structures, market structure shifts, or what's that other one? Rejection candles. Okay, so that's all you don't want to get. You don't necessarily want to say that, oh, I must get all the pips from here to here. I must get all those pips. No. We're not interested in that, right? All we're
Okay, thank you. One more.
Go on.
Yeah,
Go on,
one
please.
more.
Yes.
From this other potential or possibilities that you have marked here with your drawings.
Yes.
What I've also observed in gold is that sometimes when it breaks out, gold, especially when it's on an up trend or when it's falling, it doesn't come back to retest, because your diagram shows that when it breaks out, it will come to retest and then go up finally. Or when it breaks down, it always comes to retest and then go back, go down finally. But most times, my observation in gold is that hardly does gold really do the retest.
Gold will do whatever it wants to do. So let's look at yesterday. Okay, yesterday was a very good example. See, we had a trade here. I think in the inner circle, we had a trade here. So I had a trade somewhere here, I believe, and I think my stop loss was just somewhere here, right? So price did come back to this level, and I was looking for price to come to these highs and later to that high. By the time I got to my chart, I saw that it had whipped me out by just a few pips, right? And then went up. So price would, it's like it's as if it has emotions. So today it will play nicely with you and give you nice structure. Tomorrow it won't even give you any pullback at all, right? And just keep going. I mean, look at today now. It hardly pulled back. Look at all this big move. It hardly pulled back at all. Big move, big move, big move, until it got here. It just pulled back a little bit. And then once it started going, it just started going again, right? No nice pullback to go up, right? So we as professional traders will now have to adapt to what the price is giving us and just say to ourselves, is this a setup for me to take a trade or not? If it's not, that's why we ask ourselves that third question. What must I see price do before I take a trade? So if it does not do that, then don't take any trade. Just leave it. Okay. Beautiful.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Let's
Thank
proceed,
you.
please.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions? Wonderful. So we'll call it a day, and then we'll be back next week, Monday. Yes, next week, Monday. So on Tuesday, so just to note that next week, Tuesday, I'm off. I have another meeting outside of town, so I'll be traveling. So I won't be able to do the morning sessions next week, Tuesday, but we'll be back on Wednesday by God's grace. But Monday we'll be here, and then we'll look at it again. Right. So keep trading, keep practicing, keep getting better and better with your trade process, so that at the end of the day you can continually take some nice pips from the markets. All right. Thank you all very much.